Q2 Hour. Shell here, Chris here. We are the leads in Q2 Paranormal. We are coming off of a 48-hour live event we called 48 Hours of Fear.
I call it 48 hours of tired.
Yes. Okay, I'm just going to say it right now. We look exhausted because we are exhausted. Those of you who don't know, there's this thing called a paranormal hangover. And normally we only experience one day of this. We have to stay hydrated, snack often. It's a real thing. The energy drainage you get from investigating is real. It's called a paranormal hangover. So we did two straight days, 48 hours in the Bel Air house, and we didn't leave other than to do you know, research and stuff like that, like the cemetery trip we did. So we slept there.
Chuck said he's wired today.
Well, you probably slept a good bit yesterday, Chuck. We tried to sleep. I mean, yeah, we did get a lot of sleep, but we are still really tired. So I just want to say that right now.
Of course, we had to drive back, and then
we drove to Pittsburgh to take Brittany to the airport, make sure she got off safely, and she is actually in the process of flying back home to Rhode Island. So if she's still in here, she probably won't be in here very long.
She still is. She said not enough sleep.
No, not enough sleep. But we want to say we love you, Brittany, and we miss you already. And it was so great to have you on this investigation with us. We accomplished a lot. We killed it. I really think we killed it this time. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chuck said he got a lot of sleep yesterday.
Yeah, I had a feeling you did, Chuck. Yeah. But we're still riding that paranormal hangover. So we're going to try to get through this as best as we can. Now, we're going to get in and we're going to talk a little bit about the Bel Air house, just a little bit tonight. It may not be a full hour tonight, guys. It may be a half an hour because we're just so tired.
It may be 10 minutes.
There will be no Crystal show this weekend. I just plan on staying in my bed all weekend. What about you?
Yes.
Or play your PlayStation.
I need recovery time.
Yeah, we need recovery time. So no Crystal show this weekend. We plan on just totally vegging. I'm going to order me some more nails. I haven't even had a chance to change my nails. So those of you that know me, you know what a big deal that is. So I have Missy and Brenda sharing. I'm sure there's a lot more. Those of you who are new to the room, if you share the live feed that's going on right now on your social media channel, on Facebook, wherever, please comment shared, and Chris will get that to me, and I will write your name down on this little slip of paper.
Got Missy.
I got Missy and I got Brenda.
Chuck.
Laura.
Devette.
Oh, hi, Devette. Hi, Laura. Hi, Chuck.
Michaela. Sandy.
Let me make sure I got Laura. Yeah. Michaela. Who's after Michaela?
Sandy.
Louis. Louis, I mean. I don't know why. Lisa, hello. Welcome to Q2 Hour. Anybody else?
I'm waiting.
Hi, Devette. Hi, Laura. Hi, Lisa. Louis, Sandy, hi. Let me make sure I got Sandy. I don't.
Bev Plogger.
Hi, Miss Bev. Did you guys?
Crystal.
Ross. Oh, hi, Crystal. Thank you all for joining us tonight. So here's what we're giving away tonight, guys. If you want to grab that shirt over there. I know I said I was only going to give one of these away, but to show our appreciation for showing up tonight, we're going to give 4 more of these away in the show tonight. And here's the thing. We're only going to pull from the bucket of the people in the live right now. It's not going to be the big fan bucket this time. So your chances of winning tonight are higher than average. We're also going to give one lucky winner at the end of the show one of our Q2 Paranormal t-shirts. Okay, so 4 of you are going to win this tonight. And we're going to put your names in the bucket right now. You can pull that out. If you shared the live feed, your name is going in this bucket, and we want to show our appreciation for showing up tonight. I know we did a 48-hour live, and a lot of you watched it, and we appreciate that.
We have Stu from a different paranormal team watching.
Oh, hello, Stu. Welcome. And Andrew Fisher's in the room. I see him. Hi, Andrew. So, Crystal said, me. The vet said, need a shirt for vacay. Yes, you do, because last vacation, you
Deb
wore
Nicholson
yours.
shared.
Deb Nicholson. Okay. Hi, Deb.
Sandy said, you guys
Bev
are
Lewis
amazing.
shared. Bev Lewis. And who else? Deb Nicholson.
Yes.
Anybody else? I so want a shirt, Poopy Pants. I'll get you a shirt. Oh, there you go, Chuck. Give it to Andrew. He missed it. All
Andrew
right.
shared.
Andrew shared. Yeah,
Anna's watching. Welcome, Anna.
Hi, Anna. Last call, guys.
Anna, I'm glad you did not go.
Yes, Anna. We are glad you didn't go. I think we made the right decision on that.
We had 2 people there that were being scratched physically.
I got you, Andrew, in the bucket. All right, guys. So we are pulling out at random times 4 people. All you have to do is share the live feed. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to do nothing else. And only the people that came to live tonight's in the bucket for this draw. So your chances
That's right,
of winning.
Brittany. Give him hell.
You could have got one if you came, Andrew. Right? Right, Andrew. We all wanted you there.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Exactly. That's okay. We have more things up our sleeve. Locations. We're going to get Amanda Rancio in on one, too. Hi, Michaela. Hi, Bev Lewis. Brittany's still hanging in there, I see. Chuck did make it to our event.
Chuck said he's jonesing for his next fix. Laugh out loud.
Did you have fun, Chuck? Did you have fun? I hope you did. I hope you did. All right, Brittany, we love you. Safe travels. Let us know when you land. Mwah. Okay, guys, so the Bel Air house is where we were at for 48 straight hours. I'm going to be honest, and, I wasn't expecting a lot because that's my mindset whenever I go somewhere. I'm not expecting a lot. But let me tell you, I was fooled on this one. What do you think? We were definitely fooled on this one. And
I gotta say one thing. If it would have been for Chuck, like when we were doing solos and stuff, what we were getting, Chuck was looking up, so we knew kind of what it was playing into. He didn't tell us much, but he'd tell us if it was something that was pertinent to the investigation. And
yeah, he knew a lot of the story and the history and the everything. So whenever we were doing psychic work, we could turn to him and he would verify what we were talking about, which was cool. Because I have to admit, there were notes, stacks of notes in every room that we stayed in, of experiences past investigators had. But none of us read them.
we didn't read them until the very last night.
I didn't read them till the morning we left, and I was taking pictures of them.
Well, that was the last night for us.
So I only read the notes that I took photos of from our bedroom.
That's the same ones I read.
And that was the morning we left. So had we read the notes, we would have read that the attic is off limits to females. We also would have read the house doesn't like females because Brittany got scratched twice in the attic. So did Chuck. But I think Chuck got scratched because he slept in the doll room. One of the notes said, do not sleep in the doll room alone. So Chuck did that. So Chuck got scratched up in the attic.
Those dolls were creepy.
The entity up in the attic also, I think, its main room is the doll room. I saw red eyes in there, and wait till you guys see some of the evidence we are going to start releasing. Like, we have so much mind-blowing evidence from this location. It is not even funny.
I'm going to say this much. Dolls don't bother me. But when I went to do my solo in my room that I drew, when I walked by that doll room and saw that they were all turned looking into that room I was in, I was like, no, this is really creepy.
That goat doll head thing on the piano, it messed with you because I saw your face whenever you'd walk by it. Let me tell you guys, we made up money offerings to that goat doll before we left.
Yes.
Because I played the piano before I even knew what the heck was going on with that doll. Apparently, Emily Davis, the spirit that the demon is mimicking, is binded to the goat head doll. So I didn't know that. So I started playing the piano she's sitting on as soon as I walked in the house. So when I left, I put 75 cents on that piano and I said, "Thank you for your gracious hospitality."
You
Brittany
know how
was,
much I put on that piano? $1.75.
we were, Brittany, I walked by her at one point. She's in there writing her name on a dollar bill, putting it on the piano. So yeah, we all made offerings to that freaking doll. I'll tell you that for sure. But yeah, this place was no joke, and we have so much evidence. It's not even funny. We already released a portion of Brittany's solo. We have both nights the live feed that we ran on Facebook, on YouTube. So Q2 Paranormal Official, you can watch it all start to finish. But we're going to go through and we're going to pick out the actual evidence because I like in Brittany's solo. Let me show you.
Chuck said he made offerings to that goat doll too.
Oh, you did too? We all did. So let me show you here, guys.
Shell was upstairs doing her solo, and all three of us saw that goat-headed doll turn and look into the seance room where we were.
And we caught the image of that girl on our thermal camera that night, standing by Chuck.
Yes.
We caught so much stuff. But I want you guys just to look at this screenshot of Brittany's solo with the clown. We all know that the head popped off on her
Goes the
solo.
weasel.
We all know that. But I want you guys to look at the little square piece of paper laying on the floor at the bottom of the bed. There's little things that happen at this house that just watching the live feed, we didn't even realize. We didn't realize until we started watching it back that little paper there that's kind of leaning on the comforter, it moved a good 3 inches out in front of that bed
I'd say more
at some point during that solo investigation.
I'd say it moved closer to 6 inches because there's a noticeable gap from that piece of paper being laid on the bed.
Yeah. So little things like that happen that I'm almost 100% sure that our fans did not see that paper move. If they did, I'd be shocked.
Laura said I was watching that at that one point, but then focused on the clown, so now I have to watch.
Yes, we haven't pinpointed exactly when that paper moved, but we know from watching the whole solo that that paper is not where it started out at.
I want to say this much. Me and Shell stayed in Edwin's room both nights. That's where we slept the hour that we would get. Last night, we didn't even get an hour of sleep.
No, I heard a woman scream.
There was non-stop activity the second night.
Now, also, I want you guys on this screenshot to make a note of where that REM pod on the bed is sitting, okay? Because I'm going to show you a little clip of what the bed looked like when Chris and I went up to go to bed.
All of us did. All four of us were there when we saw this.
Okay, yeah. We were all, but we didn't go back into this room after Brittany's solo until it was time for us to go to bed, investigate whatever we did when we got up there. So nobody was in this room from the point after Brittany did her solo until we came back and realized this. Here's the video. I just got goosebumps. So, has anybody been in this room since you've been in here?
No.
Brittany?
No.
And you were not on this bed?
I was right here the whole time.
I was last one in here to come get the REM pod. And
this is what we come into Chris and I's room to find. This is my blanket from home. You can very clearly see where something has been on this bed. And it looks kind of human hand like.
What is your camera doing?
I don't know.
It looks kind of like a hand, but it also looks like an animal. Can't really see it with my light.
I don't know what it's doing.
Your IRL light?
It's not dying.
It's flashing.
I just heard something.
Yeah, a growl. Oh, your light's not on.
I turned it off.
Oh, okay.
So, guys, that had to have happened when that REM pod was sitting on the bed because of the way it went around. That's right where the REM pod was sitting.
And at the same time, the show was videoing it, and I think somebody else took pictures of it. The video camera, our night vision camera we had sitting, watching all of us, started glitching, like flashing, and then the infrared light itself started to flash. And
Oh, not to mention the constant electronic interference that we experienced. It was constant, constant. We would plug a phone in to charge and it would lose battery power. How does that happen? How does that happen?
Brittany plugged hers in downstairs at one point, and didn't she say that it wasn't charging at all? That it was staying?
Yeah. So I have a little treat for you guys. I want to show you. Meet Jen from Bel Air, Ohio.
There.
So we're talking to Jen,
I'm Jen.
and you are from Bel Air?
Yep,
Have you lived here all your life?
all my life.
All your life. So you know very well about the Bel Air house.
Oh yeah, you crazy.
So you wouldn't go in there?
Oh hell no.
Is there any like big stories we should know about the house other than it's like insanely haunted?
I used to babysit down there next door,
Uh-huh.
and I was babysitting, and I was only 14 years old. I had two little kids,
Uh-huh.
and you could see the house. And every night that I babysat, there's somebody be sitting in that window, and nobody lived there. No, I'm good.
Which window? Bottom, top?
The top bottom window on the right.
The top bottom on the right. Remember that. So that would be Edwin's room.
That's
Yep.
why you guys are
That's where
sleeping.
we slept last night.
Oh no, I'm good. I ain't going down there. You're crazy.
So we're crazy, Jen says, right? She was such a treat. We talked to her both nights we were there, and I had to go back, and Brittany asked if we could interview her, so we did. And Brittany and I actually went out and stood on the corner trying to get people to talk to us about this place. But also, something else interesting I want to show you guys. So this is what Brittany uncovered on her Google Maps. She was out playing with Google Maps. And this is up, I guess, in a field behind the Bel Air house. We're not sure what it is. It could be a number 8. It could be like a ATV track, even though people say it might be a little bit more torn up if that's what it was. Infinity symbol, we're not sure. We didn't make it up there to check, but also very interesting. I mean, what do you guys think? That's kind of interesting. So, yeah. And I'm going to tell you some crazy stuff happened in the basement of this house. And I'm going to tell you, it was like an energy wave and something very dark and evil and powerful would come up out of that basement at an interval. We didn't pinpoint exactly how many minutes, but it was around three or so minutes. And every time this energy was like released, it had the same pattern. It would cut. You could hear it come up from the basement. You could hear it go up the steps, and you could hear it go upstairs. And every time this energy was released, it was mad as hell. You guys saw it on the pendulum. You saw exactly the moment that energy hit the attic. You see it on my solo investigation. They hear it come out of the attic, up the stairs. It beats on the
Out of the
piano
basement.
or out of the basement. It beats the piano on its way up to me to my solo
Let
investigation.
me say, before it hits the piano, like we could hear it sitting at the bottom of the basement stairs, and you could just hear this little constantly. And we didn't think nothing of it at first. We're like, oh, something's trying to get our attention. And then it got louder. We heard a little louder thump toward the top of the stairs in the basement. And then anybody that was watching remembers Shell. She said it looked like something went like this. And at the same time she was describing that, downstairs, we all heard something hit the piano and then go up the stairs toward upstairs.
And we know that we caught audio of it on the video. On the Facebook Live video, we caught the audio of it stomping towards me, and you can hear it breathing, and it sounds like a freaking animal. So I had a vision at some point of an entity that had a human body but a cat head.
Chuck points out a good thing. He said if you look up the Bel Air house on TripAdvisor, it says recommended stay is 2 to 3 hours.
Not 48 hours. Devette says energy symbol, and Laura says she wished we could have gone up there. Yeah, we just ran out of time.
We tried to look up there. Like, I'm not sure how far back on that hill it goes because I flew the drone up that area and couldn't find it.
Mm-hmm. We just ran out of time, but we pretty much solved what's going on at that house just by being there 48 hours.
Andrew, we don't have that cut down to a clip. It will be in the episode that I'm going to put together for this investigation.
We are going to throw together an episode of this. It will hopefully be out next Q2 hour, plus all of our evidence. And we are naming it The Young Blood.
Laura, if you look up the Bel Air house, it'll pop up instantly.
Yep. It's well known.
It's $16.99. I know that. That's the number you can start with.
Lisa said that was the one that scratches. Yes, Lisa. It has a human body but a cat head. So if you Google that, you'll I wouldn't recommend it. You shouldn't be putting demon heads in your name or demon names in your head. So I wouldn't recommend Googling that. But yes, it is a demon. Yes, my vision, I feel like, is accurate. And we also found notes that a child drew there of something with a human body and a cat head. So
I want to say this much. We weren't even investigating yet. We had just set up the very first camera, which was the attic camera. Like, we set up from top to bottom. So we know exactly where was what. So the wires aren't intertwined and it's not a tripping hazard. And as we were adjusting the camera, there was this black thing that looked like it was about 2 feet tall that slithered from one of the windows and went toward the cubbyhole in the attic. You wait till you see the episode of this.
yeah, it's going to be crazy. So what we're going to do here, guys, we did this on our live, but I think it was late, and I don't know how many of you caught it. So we're going to play a little clip of us arriving and a little photo reel real fast. And when we come back, we're going to give away our first Starbucks card of the night from the shares in the bucket. All right, guys, so enjoy this. Oh, I hope you enjoy this. Well, we're on the road. Where are we at?
Can't think of
Brittany looking all cute back there.
I'm like, we're in Ohio.
What do you think about the ride here?
I'm ready to get off the flatland.
Interesting.
The camera. Yes, interesting. Flat land, lots of corn so far.
Lots of water.
Yep.
Bunch of water. We're by the Ohio River.
Power plants.
Power plants. There are a lot of power plants and a
Almost
railroad.
the shady side.
Almost to where?
Shady side.
You can
Shady
avoid the
side.
sun.
All right, so we'll be coming into town, and we're gonna hunt some ghosts tonight, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll catch you in a little bit, guys.
Later.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. A little preview of what is to come. We
I'll-
haven't looked through any of them.
I want to bring something up.
Okay.
Remember everybody in the Q2 hour we done before the live? I said I got the name Jack. Well, two things when we got to that house had the name Jack on it. An article about a miner that died, that was trapped, and the painting that you saw that looked like a Marilyn Monroe style said it was painted by somebody named Jack.
It was Marilyn Monroe. It was a Marilyn Monroe style. It was Marilyn Monroe, and it said Jack on the bottom. So, yeah, when we get this together, you guys, I'm so happy with what we did. We killed it. Our psychic visions, our impressions. I mean, we killed it, and I can't wait for you all to see everything. Like I said, we haven't even scratched the surface yet. So
we haven't even seen a lot of this footage yet because we were too busy.
The stuff that we picked out so far has just come from our live feed. So you can totally go back, and if you have a good eye, you can catch, I mean, stuff just goes on everywhere. We came up from the basement. We got some really good evidence in the basement, and we came up. I set the Brittany caught this at the end, but yeah, I looked down, I felt energy.
Can you do
I
that
looked down,
again?
and the flashlight was moving.
Can you move the flashlight?
Like, it's crazy. I mean, just stuff was nonstop. The energy was nonstop. It was messing with our equipment nonstop.
Something else. Last night, me, Shell, and Brittany sat down. We were watching certain parts of the second night, and that flashlight rolled before one of the drawings. Well, after I wrote the winner of one of the Starbucks card down, you can see in the video that the Sharpie I set down in front of me just looks like somebody just slaps it away to the right. And
Yeah. Teresa said her husband calls us real people, not some of these TV shows that he watches. Yeah. We're the I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn. I feel like I'm tooting my own horn, but we are the real deal. And unlike the TV shows, safeties are our number one concern. When Brittany and Chuck got scratched, we shut down immediately. We went and handled it. We cleansed them. We cut them down with selenite. We made sure they were okay. Went outside with them, and then we came back. So, you know, and the TV shows are like, yeah, you know, go get possessed.
just like Shell.
Let's draw a name real quick. Go ahead, keep talking. All right, first card, you guys.
Just like Shell, when she was up there doing her solo, they wanted her to go out in the hallway. Before that even come up, I done made my mind up she wasn't going in that hallway, and I was up there, and
You guys probably can't see that, but it says Chuck. Chuck, you won our first. Your daughter won one too, right?
yeah, he drew her name.
So Chuck won our first one. We'll do one here again in just a second.
Congratulations, Chuck.
Congratulations, Chuck, and thank you for sharing. Let me see if I've got anything else accumulated here. I don't think so, for evidence-wise, but
Chuck said I went from somewhat of a skeptic to full-blown believer.
Full-blown. I did the same thing you did. Full-blown believer. We're tired. I wanted to convert Chuck because, man, if getting scratched doesn't convert you, I don't know what will.
Yeah, first off, Chuck used to be a cop. So he's got that skeptic side and that investigation mode, which come in very handy. And like, I have to say, I was impressed. Chuck didn't get scared and run when stuff would pop off. But you could tell he was like, I can't explain that.
In that SD session, even though, you know, you might think Chuck can hear what I'm saying, we could hear the white noise blaring from his eardrums. Brittany could hear her name through his earbuds. He could not hear us, and he nailed it. I think the energy is so strong there, and something I want to bring up. Go ahead.
I want to make a point while you're talking about Chuck not being able to hear. If he could have heard, I didn't mean to. And I took a drink of one of my Red Bulls, and when I set it on the table, it kind of slid out of my hand, and it smacked off the table, and it didn't even startle Chuck. So you know he couldn't hear it.
I clapped my hands at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't tell him that we do that. So he was not expecting it. And I smacked my hands right in front of his face, and he didn't flinch. So that's one of the things we do to test to make sure whoever's under can't hear. And Laura, we're going to do one with you because we are coming up there. And I want to do that Conjuring House.
I'm
So-
bringing creepy dolls.
That's something to look forward to, fans. We're going to do that Conjuring House. And so we say we're going to go somewhere, we go somewhere, right?
Yes.
And we already got some other stuff worked up in the works. So we're going to keep running our fan sweepstakes, and we're going to pull out winners to go to locations with us when we are available to do these side things on our own, because we have to keep our senses sharp.
We love doing this,
Mhm.
taking fans with us and letting them experience things. And
This is fun for us because normally we're serious and we're helping people who have haunted problems.
Laura said she doesn't want to do an SD in the Conjuring House.
No, you don't have to do it in the Conjuring House, but we'll do it with you. I think you would be good at it because you pick up a lot out of SD. So Jackie said, "Have fun by yourself." Chuck said, "Pick me up." That's awesome, guys.
Chuck
Alright.
done great, I have to say.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
I was impressed for somebody that didn't have abilities that we knew of. His SD session was really off the charts for somebody for the first time. And
Yeah, definitely. I was shocked. I mean, I will be honest with you. I mean, I have a pretty good idea when I'm around somebody if they have abilities and stuff. And I didn't really pick up on that with Chuck, but he blew that SD session away. And I mean, you got to have a little bit something going on to nail every little question like that, because we don't even do that. But Brittany and I had an SD session on the attic steps, night one. I haven't been able to watch it. I don't think Brittany has either. Hopefully we nailed that, but that is the first time she got scratched.
Sandy said we have to stay at the asylum or Moundsville.
Oh, we've already done those two places, Sandy. But yeah. But I will never say. I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
And Chuck can tell you guys, we don't assume everything's paranormal. Like, we actually check the stuff that we hear. We try to break it down and debunk it. Just like at one point, it sounded like something was constantly going in the basement, and what it was the furnace cooling down and the crackling of it you could hear. Like, we went over where the furnace was, and it was plain as day. You could tell that it was.
So we investigated so intently that we nailed down the pattern that happens when that energy from the basement is released. Here's what happens. We knew it was coming every time. 1, you'd hear something tap. 2, you'd get really hot. The temperature would raise.
3, there was a sweet smell that always happened right before.
Every time, and then something comes out of the basement all the way up the house and is mad as hell. And whoever's in its path or whoever it can get to is going to suffer the consequences.
I'm telling you, it would leave the basement, and it was on a direct path to the attic, to that cubby hole. Every time, like, it was non-stop, and it was just on the move.
Yeah.
And if you were in its way, you were going to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, I didn't get scratched or bruised.
And I wish we'd have figured that pattern out before Chuck went up there alone, and you and Brittany would have done the SD session.
Well,
on the
we
steps
did that
and-
right off the bat. We didn't read the notes till we left. So, I mean, that's kind of our fault, but
Yeah, but that just proves we don't go in with knowledge of where we go and make up what we're getting. It's not because we know something.
no. And now I'll tell you something else about the portals. You know how it said 17 portals? And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to react if I walk into a place that has 17 portals. Well, there are portals. I'd say there's 3 in the home. But I believe that the portals they're talking about are in the mirrors in the home. And that's what makes up the whole 17 portals.
Well, on that note, when everybody sees the pictures that I'm going to...
Oh my gosh, you
Like,
guys.
Any of our regulars that has been with us since the beginning of this can tell you. We post the normal picture, and we also post a zoomed-in, edited picture to where you can see exactly what we're pointing out. But you wait until you see the pictures that were taken in the mirror of the seance room.
Straight up ghost images that are inside the mirror. You can see the face, you can see the eyes, everything.
Chuck said the picture that Chris caught on the steps will convert someone.
I was just getting ready to say, he caught a picture of something. It looks like a kid at the banisters, a freaky, ghostly image, and it's holding on to the bars like this. And I mean, the goat head was staring at us at one point. Brittany on her Polaroid was catching the energy of the vortexes. She caught the Emily Davis spirit, which is the evil spirit. It's not really Emily Davis, I don't think. I think it's the demon trying to mimic. Tell them what happened with my voice with you and Brittany.
So me and Brittany were setting up other equipment, like different experiments throughout the night, trying to get things somewhat ready, where it wasn't such a
You
delay
were setting
for
up
you
the
guys.
night owls.
Yeah,
Is what you were doing.
but it was so there wasn't any delay for you guys, so we didn't have to take so many breaks to move stuff and all that. Well, we're standing there and we're trying to get the correct angle on the cameras and the exact position we want, trying to capture as much of the room as we can. And through my walkie, Shell talks, but it didn't come through Brittany's, and it didn't go through Shell's downstairs, and she didn't talk. We radioed down. We're like, "What'd you say?" We couldn't make out exactly what you said, and she's like, "I didn't radio you."
Yeah. So that entity in there is also a mimicker. It will mimic appearances and voices. It's really hardcore, you guys. So let's pull out another name for another Starbucks card. Ready? We're gonna pull out another name.
I believe Chuck even heard radio interference come through the walkies at one point.
Laura
Congratulations.
Del Mastro, you just won a Starbucks card. Congratulations. We're gonna pull 2 more people out. And we're gonna end here very shortly. I'm trying to think of anything else that we caught. And my solo, like I said, you can go to our YouTube, Q2 Paranormal Official. Both nights live feeds are there. We all had a solo. We picked it out of the hat when we first got there. My solo, my flashlight turned on. And you hear that animal breathe and run at me.
And I want to point something out. That attic, when everybody watched me do my solo, I was at the bottom of the stairs of that attic. And Brittany read the notes from that
You're
room.
welcome, Laura.
And Brittany read the notes from that room. Everybody that stayed in that room talked about the energy that come from it and the activity, and said they had to shut and lock the stairs. I got nothing. Like, I felt the energy of a man come to the door coming into the room, not from the attic, but into the room. But he wouldn't come in the room. Like, nothing bothered me. And there was evidence that come through, but there was not a lot of activity for me. Like, Shell caught more than me. Brittany got more activity than me. Chuck got more activity than me. For some reason, it did not want to interact with me.
Because it was wasting its time on you. Because you have those defenses. You're a demonologist. It's not going to go, hey, I'm a demon. Let me play with you. No, it's not going to do that. It picked out the females. I mean, everybody got it. Everybody but you got the wrath of that energy.
I hate that Chuck got scratched, but I think that's when his skepticism started to turn a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're, like I said, so many things happen. Keep your eye out for our evidence because there's so much. Just what we've released so far has come from our live feed. So we haven't even looked at our 24/7 night owl camera.
We haven't
footage.
looked at our cameras, nothing. We haven't listened to the EVPs. We haven't even looked at all the pictures.
That seance room was producing ghost images on our cameras.
You guys saw the thermal of the entity that was standing in the hallway entrance into the seance room.
Beside of Chuck, yeah. So Emily Davis, the spirit that this demon is mimicking, it tries to get people to believe it's this Emily Davis, a little girl who drowned in the Ohio River out by the Bel Air house. But when she's mimicking Emily Davis, she looks like her. And one SC session, I think, was in the doll room that I did, me, Brittany, and Chris. I said, and I might have even said it on the stairs as well, there's this exorcist-looking girl coming through, and she has neon green and yellow eyes, and she has sweaty, straggly hair. Brittany caught that image on a Polaroid. You can see the scraggly hair. Chris caught it in the hallway down by the seance room, standing beside of Chuck.
You guys just wait till you see the pictures of the mirror. I'm telling you, yes, Chuck. The mirror pictures that I caught in that seance room are going to blow your mind. The energy that I felt after taking those pictures and the excitement brought tears to my eyes. Like I was
They
amped.
they say this is one of the most haunted houses in the world, and I didn't believe that. Because I've been to a lot of places and I've experienced a lot of things, and I'm like, well, in Ohio, Bel Air House, probably not the most haunted. Well, I'm actually thinking that it is.
It's definitely a haunted house, I will promise you.
Yeah, it's definitely, and it's not for amateurs or novices.
And after our 48-hour stay there and not having the knowledge at first, knowing how it treated the females, I would not recommend anyone leave a female alone.
No, we didn't know that because we didn't read the notes. We just didn't have time to go through and read all the notes, and we kind of like, not knowing, but now we know that house. We should have known what was going on. Sandy, you're the next one to win a gift card from Starbucks. Congratulations. We got one more to give away, guys.
Don't worry, Chuck. We'll edit that.
Don't worry. Chuck forgot that he was on video surveillance when he went to sleep in the doll room. And we have to edit that out a little bit. So all I'll say is, Chuck, you better never run for president. Do any of our fans have any questions about Bel Air House so far? We are going to release footage and make an episode called Young Blood. It will be out next weekend on our YouTube channel, and everything that we have found will be on there. But like I said, if you just watch the live feed, you will find lots of evidence in that.
Don't worry, we are fine. There probably will be some silent surmises. We're going to be working on this episode, cutting clips and putting different videos together to make a full episode for you guys. But we are fine. It is just time consuming.
If you're in the crystal chambers, do not be alarmed if you don't hear from us. We have your tracking numbers. Fridays are ship days that your boxes went out today, and I will send you your tracking numbers after the show is over. But after that, we're not doing a crystal show. We're going to go silent probably because it's a lot of hard work doing what we do. And
Lisa has a question.
Okay.
She said, would you guys ever do a repeat of that house with such happening?
I would.
Actually, I would. But we would be more cautious about like Shell being alone, Brittany being alone.
I said several times while I was there that it would be good training grounds for new investigators. How to protect yourself, ground. I mean, because I told Brittany when she first started, and JJ, I said, we're not always going to go to pleasant places. We're not always going to be in places where it's, no big deal. We do have to go into these gnarly places, and you do have to learn how to protect yourself. And that's why we had the training with them last year. We took them to places and we brought in people that could help them. And Chris walked them through things on how to protect themselves. We train these people so they can protect themselves. But
Chuck said doubleheader with the Ross house.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, Ross House. We're going to look into that as well. It was right down the street from the Bel Air House. I also picked up that it's the land, the whole area.
I think it has to do with that mine that collapsed, like that area right there.
All right, let's.
Go ahead. Can I tell them the image I got, why I went up to the room, and why I told you not to step into that hallway?
Yeah, I was going to step into it.
Like, you were like, okay, I'll take the bait, and I told you not to, and I come up the stairs. The reason I told her not to, the psychic image that come to me was the minute she stepped in that hallway, that dark entity was going to throw her down the stairs.
Chuck got pushed down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that was in the notes, that people got pushed down the stairs. And Chuck, you experienced that, didn't you? Night one, after the SC session in the attic, something pushed him down the stairs.
Yeah, your dad was telling us about that, Jackie.
All right, this is the last and final winner of the Starbucks gift card, Bev Lewis. I know you probably can't see that, but it says Bev Lewis.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Bev Lewis. You won yourself a Starbucks gift card. There was too much in the ST about the raw metal and fire in the mine, yeah. And I'm wondering if the explosion didn't scar the land to the point where it opened up this massive energy. That's possible as well. There's so many things about this house, guys. There's real skull, real bones. There's the head doll. I mean, there's so many bad things about this house.
I don't know how many other paranormal teams are watching our Q2 hour, but anyone it is, if you ever go to the Bel Air house, we want you to try something. Time the intervals in between your activity,
Hmm.
because we started doing a stopwatch when this happened, and it was starting to get pretty pinpoint.
Yeah, it was around 3 minutes, between 3 and 4 minutes.
Actually, it was like 3.33.
But yeah, it always started with a tap. You'd start sweating, the temperature would raise. What else would happen? You'd hear it coming up from
The
the
sweet
basement.
smell.
The smell. And
every time.
every time we'd be like, well, there's the tap. We're going to wait for us to get hot. And then when the temperature would raise, we'd be like, okay, well,
Laura's
where's the
talking to
smell?
you.
Shell, you will hear yourself say you were getting a sonic boom. Yes. And I thought the collapse would have been loud and such. Maybe that. Yeah. I didn't realize it when I first got there that's probably, I think Chuck mentioned that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a sound in my ear when we do SC sessions I've never experienced before. It was like it came into my ears. I could feel the pressure, and then it would like sucked out.
Even Chuck could smell that. He said that smell was odd.
And you knew that when these things started happening to brace yourself, because that thing was coming out of the basement. And when it came out of the basement, it was always mad as hell. And somebody always caught wrath from it. So, you guys, next week it's called Young Blood because of Brittany.
Lisa, it doesn't always get cold when something's going to pop off.
No.
That does happen, especially with human spirits a lot. Like, you'll feel a cold energy come into the room, but not every time. Like, there's different things that can happen when activity is going to occur. Like, at this house, all three of those things would start. It was always the tapping first. And then you'd hear a bang, whether it was loud or a softer knock. But then that smell, when you smelled that sweet smell, things were getting ready to pop off.
And you started sweating. And before stuff started happening to me in my solo and that thing charged at me and I started hearing it, I was starting to sweat. And when you came to get me...
You said in the live video, I'm starting to sweat. It's hot in here.
Yeah. So there was like a chain reaction every time this thing came out of the basement. So...
And every time any of us, whether it was Shell, me, or Brittany, that got a psychic image of that dark energy, it was always close to the ground and no taller than 2 foot tall. And it was like crawling or slithering across to where you could, like, out of sight. And
I actually saw it with my own 2 eyes
in
the seance room. I thought I was seeing things, and I was like, but then you guys said that's what we've been seeing.
I want to say something else. For those of you that watched our 48 Hours of Fear, you kept hearing all of us talk about red eyes, especially Shell. I snapped a picture in that seance room, and you're not going to believe the red eyes that pop up. And you'll see. Everybody knows I love to post my pictures that I capture of evidence. And
all right, t-shirt, and we're going to close this out, guys. Again, Young Blood is going to be the name of the episode we make out of this. It will be out next weekend on our YouTube. If you're not a subscriber, hop over there and subscribe. That way you'll know when we go live, wherever and whenever we go live. We always try to make it entertaining. The person I pick out now is going to win a Q2 Paranormal t-shirt, and it will be the last drawing of the night.
That heat and the coolness doesn't necessarily mean either. It just depends on how somebody...
In my experience, the demons make me hot.
Yeah, but not necessarily all the time. Like, I've had human spirits that were kind of upset that they had passed that would put off that heat. But it doesn't mean it's a negative entity.
Miss Bev Plogger, I can't remember if you've won a t-shirt already or not. Are you in the room? Let us know if you've won a shirt or not, because if you have, I'm going to pull somebody else. If not, we're going to stick on your name. Miss Bev, are you in here?
She was. I know she shared, but...
Yep. All right. So do you already have a t-shirt, Miss Bev? Does that mean you had a t-shirt or you're in the room?
A Q2 shirt.
A Q2 shirt, what it looks like. Do you have this shirt yet, Miss Bev? It's upside down, but we're tired over here. You have this one yet, Miss Bev?
Yep,
All right.
both.
So we're gonna pull out one more. We'll get you something. We'll get you some goodie there, Miss Bev, that you'll like. We're gonna pull out one more name because Miss Bev already has a T-shirt. All right, here we go. Missy already has the shirt too. They're our top fans. Lewis,
Didn't
you.
Lewis win one?
No, he won a gift card.
Oh, all right.
I think he won a gift card. I can't remember. We'll have to go back and check it out. Lewis, you won a Q2 Paranormal shirt. That's fitting because you share a lot of our stuff. So thank you guys. All right, guys, we're going to close out the show. We did actually do about an hour tonight, but we're super tired. Again, we need to veg out this weekend because this was a gnarly place.
Thank everyone that attended our 48 Hours of Fear live event.
All the stars you guys sent us, everything. We had 40 shares on one live.
We really, really appreciate your guys' love and support that you show us.
Yes, because our producer, all he cares about is numbers. So that's all he looks at and that's all he cares about. So we appreciate you guys for sharing us and for supporting us. And that's why we do these giveaways, to show our appreciation to you. All right, guys, without further ado, we're going to close out tonight and we're going to go get in bed. We love you guys and we will see you on the flip side. Night, guys.
Night, guys.